to another. See who will be the first chatter for today. I'm just warming up. Today we're gonna do a little bit more the topic C-style array, and yeah, I just want to get a little bit more solid to use the C-style array. Actually, I don't know why I should use it, right? But I have to know it, so gonna hop into this topic, right? Most of the time I'm just using the std vector or std array, right? It's what I'm doing. And I'm not gonna use like the C-style everything. Yeah, it's a little bit, I don't know. Maybe there are some use cases for that. So if you're comparing, for example, the C-style array and the std array, I don't know what is the difference there. So we're gonna see. We can hop already into programming. Nice that this is not working again. Really nice. I have to check this. So that was the latest thing what I did. Actually, I want to check something what I had to do in the exam, and I was not 100% sure how to do the including stuff for the string. Is it string? Is this a... Oh, it is existing. That's good. So you have something like string. This is working, right? Oh, you need the type, right? No, you need no type because it's a string. And you can just say, initialize it with something like, let me check. Hello, this is working, right? Correct? Yeah, it's working. No, it's not working. Nice. Okay, spelling error hello is not a word. Why, this is not working or what? Oh. Wait a sec. I need first something like this, right? Then it should work if I have it like this. Because everything is like an object. Let's see. Just want to mess around today a little bit with some stuff. Yeah, this is working for sure. And I can just print it if I want to. What I'm getting here, spelling error test is not a word. Why I'm getting this always this thingy here, I don't know. It seems like it is a bug. Let me know in the comments, please. It is working. So my implementation was correct here if you have this string thingy. Okay, then we can go just back to the C-style thing. I mean, so what I want to program, I want to go over one C-style exercise. If I remember it correct, I had like a C-style array and have to... What I have to do with the C-style array? No, it was a string. It was a string. I used a string for that. And then we have like a list of objects, right? It was something like, okay, you have a name, and then his name was like, I don't know, Tom Bam. And then you have his email address or something, right? Thomas Bam or something .de or something, and then you have to sort it out, right, for the something like this, and then you have to filter that one to see okay. Yeah, this should be not a problem. So if I want to print it out, I can just use range-based loop. And yeah. Do we have already some chatters here? Hello guys, I'm back. Am I back? I am back, I think, right? So here we go. Keep programming in C++. So we have this thing, and then I should be able to iterate through that, and I'm just using the auto thingy, right? And then I'm doing like every element, and then I would just say from test, and then going here's that. Let's check it. We're gonna print it out, and we're gonna say, okay, please print me out every element. Correct. So we have it. Okay, perfect. Every element. Let's see. We have an arrow here. Okay. So that seems it's not working. Guys, can you explain, please? What is the mistake here? I'm gonna try it first. So I could do it maybe something like this. Okay, what is the problem here? Okay, I have to read it, right? So we have a const char So always, you can't see it, but it shows me no instance of constructor. So we have no constructor for a string or what? Basic string, traits, alloc, basic string. So why we have no constructor for this case? We should have, right? Can I only create one single thingy or what? Don't tell me. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Oh, really? Oh. Oh, you can't do like something for a vector for the string. So the string is only like one element. Oh. Yeah, really? Oof. Really, it's not working. Maybe you should check out how the strings are defined. Most of the time, if you're using something new, you should check out how it's defined. Yeah, it seems because this is here as a string, right? So on here you have several elements. For this you need, it's like then more an array. Oh no. Okay. I saw not this. Ooh. I did a mistake, guys. Huge mistake. Yeah. That's. So you need an array, right? To do something like this. Yeah. And I not saw it. Damn it. It has to be like. Oh, no. So we have to do something probably like array, and then we have to say it is from a type string, right? That's what we want to do. So probably working like this. And then we have to give it a name. We're just gonna say test. Wait, this is also not working. I mean, hello? Logic-wise, so if I have a vector, it would work. So it's not like... Okay, I'm guessing here too much. So maybe, guys, I should check CPP reference. And first we're going to check how strings are defined, right? So we're going to check it. We're going here. It is a basic string. Let's see how this is implemented. Oh, my eyes. It's going to hurt. Here we go. So, guys, okay, let's see. Basic string. Okay, we have traits, allocator, chart. Okay. So the class template basic string source manipulates sequence of character-like objects which are non-arrays objects. Okay. Yep. So we have C begin and C end. Okay. So yeah, it is only one string if you're gonna use it like this. Interesting. And we can say string 1 plus string 2, but then we just get adding the words together, right? It will be not an array, for sure not. So we have world and hello world. It will be, the hello world will be only one string then. It would be not separate. So next thing what I'm gonna watch up is actually, or check out is the array, how this is defined. So I did a little mistake here. Yeah, integer, and it needs the size compared to thing. So it can't do it automatically. So, but wait, but the vector can do it without the size information. Hello. So this is interesting. So we could say we can do it with the string, but it needs the size of 1, 2, 3, right? Ooh, huge mistake here. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Can I do it something that this initial... So why the vector can find the size automatically? Why the array can't do it? There should be a way. So I see your eFull is probably giving me already the answer. Just check CPP reference, right? So, because we have no size information, why it needs the size information? Why did std vector doesn't need the size information? This is the question, right? This is the question of the questions. Unlike a C-star array, it doesn't decay to automatically as an Okay, interesting. Front back. There's special case for zero length array. In that case, array begins, array end, which is some unique value. The effect of the calling front and back on a zero size array is undefined. Oof. Okay, so this is also, I think, really important to know. The effect of a calling front or back on a zero size array is undefined. Okay. Iterator invalidation. As a result, iterators to an array are never invalidated throughout the lifetime of the array. One should take note, however, that during swap, the iterator will continue to point to the same array element and will thus change its value. Ooh, so I have to watch out with the swap thing? Really? Am I missing something? Why the member types is size t? Let's check it for the vector, because most of the time I'm just using the vector, right? I'm not using the array. Why should I use the array if I can use the vector? I mean, let's see, vector C++, CPP reference, vector. Let me check. Where are the members? So we have iterator invalidation. Okay. Here are the member types. It has also size type. Huh. But it seems like I'm not needed for create a vector container integers. So we have something that's gonna figure it out by his own what the size will be from the vector if I'm using the vector, for example. Is this really the case? Please let me know. It's a little bit confusing me here. We can close this one, we don't need it here. So let's go back in programming. So it should go without a size if you have the initialization like that. What is the problem? Expected a declaration, so it needs the size. So I have why? Really? Why need the size? So if I'm doing the same thing, if I'm gonna do the same thing, right, with vector, this is no problem at all, right? So I can do something like this. Boom, it's working, you know. But why we have not in C++ the same thing for the array? Is there a reason for it? Why I need the size for it? Question easy to solve because we can just drop in and check, right? Okay, class array fixed size array of values. Aha. Okay, static assets. Okay, this the C++ standard forbids containers of non-object types because of the container dot requirements. So we have here using value type blah 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 blah. Okay, that's a little bit cold here, to be honest. I've warm up a little in my room. And then we have array iterators. Okay. So we will have a fixed size for using that one. So if I do not have a fixed size, I'm going to use the vector or what? What is the reason here? Okay, my question is now when you should use stud array and when you should use stud vector. Because most of the time I mean, to be honest, I'm always using stud vector, but So I need the size information. So it's like std array is more like a fixed. Yeah. I have to check it quick. Do you know, guys? Help, chat. Can you help? Oh, it's getting even better if you're using. Oh, no. Oh, God, man. Sometimes I don't know about C++, right? If I'm reading something like this, constructor use aggregate initialization. And then you have to std array. One second. So if you have this like this, and then you need even the double brackets. Double brackets required on C++ 11 prior to the C revision, not needed in C++ 11. After the revision and in C++ 14 and beyond. Huh. Okay, never needed us. Oof. Can you still do it, by the way? Maybe I should change the topic of the stream. So you can still do the bracket thingy, right? It seems. So you can have like something doing a bracket here and there. So you can still do the double brackets, or is it a mistake? Yeah, you can still do that. Oh, damn it. And why you need the double brackets? Next question. Something probably to do with the implementation. So we have this. So container operation are supported. So you can say a.begin, a.end. Then if you std range reverse copy. Okay. Huh. Yeah, you need always the size, right? Interesting. You have also the deduction, really? Returns an iterator to begin. Okay. Yeah. This is interesting. So I need the size. But why I have not like, why it can't handle it like vectors? I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT if no one can help me with my question. And I know ChatGPT will not be always right, but then maybe I'm getting on the correct track at least. Okay, let me figure it out here, the thing. Where we have it here. We're going on chat meanwhile, and I'm gonna check it out, right? Okay. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. So we're going here. And then in regards to C++, when I should use std array, when I should use std vec. So let's see. The std arrays depends on your specification, requirement, and constraints. Both containers have their advantage and trade-offs, so you should consider the following factor when making a decision: size and fixed size versus dynamic size. Ooh. Okay, interesting. So it is how I said it. It seems like that using, if you want to have a fixed size, you're going to use std array. If you want to have it like more dynamic size, you're going to use the vector, right? is a fixed size container with a size known as compile time. Okay. Once you create an std array, you cannot change its size. Woo! Really? Okay. Std vector is a dynamic array that can grow or shrink in size as needed. You can add or remove elements from a std vector at runtime. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing why you should maybe not mix up C with C++ in university or something like this, because it's a little bit more, in depth, the topic, when you should use something right now. Because if you have even included the C style array, because I was not aware of that, because I always use the vector, std vector, right? So you're using, is it only like a syntactic thing that you're using std array, that if someone is reading your code, that they know, okay, this array has a fixed size? Probably it is something like this, right? Then a performance. Okay, std array typically offers better performance for small fixed size array because it doesn't involve dynamic memory allocation in the allocation. So we can say if you have a fixed size, it's better to use std array. If we need like this dynamic memory management thing, we're gonna use std vector, right? But this is generally most application for large or dynamic changes. Collection std vector can be more efficient. What? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Compile time versus runtime. If you know the size of your container at compile time and it won't change, std array is more. But is it not like more risky than if you're gonna use std array instead of std vector against overflow attacks? Doesn't matter actually, right? Does it? So then we have memory management. Manage its memory allocation statically, usually on the stack. So you have usually a std array on the stack or what? I mean, the answer from ChatGPT is sounding like legit. I think it's correct. There's no risk of memory leaks. I don't know about that one. Std vector allocates memory dynamically, usually on the heap. It requires proper management to avoid memory leaks. Standard libraries, algorithm. Both std array and std vectors can be used with standard libraries. Algorithms like std sort, std for each, etc. So the choice between them is often based on the other factors mentioned. Compatibility and interface. If you need to interoperate with C function or APIs that expect C-style arrays, for example, using a pointer std array may be less convenient. Convenient? Is it called convenient? Due to its fixed size and lack of pointer decay. Wait, std vector can have like the pointer decays thing or what? And now I'm getting even more confused. Std vector provides a more flexible interface with a method like data and size, making it easier to work with C++ standard libraries and modern C++ features. So, okay. In summary, use std array when you have a fixed size container that won't change during runtime and when you need to advantage of stack allocation and compile time size checking. Use std vector when you need a dynamic container that can grow or shrink, or when you require compatibility with C++ standard library algorithms and more flexible interface. Your choice should align with the specific requirements of your program or algorithm. Okay. So, get it. So if you have a case like this, it's way better to, you could do. I want to check strings quick. Also, like, let's do this. Std string cpp reference. So let me check. Basic strings. Let's check the members. What I have here. We have traits, value types. Also the size, different types, reference, const reference, pointer, okay, iterator. const iterator, reverse iterator, we have reverse iterator, reverse iterator. Oof. I mean, it sounds maybe horrible, but it's not that horrible, I guess. So assign range, get allocate. Okay, interesting. So, but then we can't do something like a list, right? We have always hello worlds and it's just getting bigger. Yeah, it makes sense. Otherwise, we need like an array, correct? Makes sense. So, okay, then let's go back to my programming example. So what we want to achieve here, that we have a list something like this. So we can use it like we say 1, 2, 3, right? And then we can just print it out if it's finished. But it seems like here we have a problem because it's out of the range here. So we have to do it like this. Bam, now we have it inside there. That should be correct. It is not correct because we have to remove that one. Now it should be correct. Now we should be able to print out everything. Let me check. Yeah. It seems like, but we wanna have something like more like this, right? And then we have something like std out, and then /n. Right, what is the mistake we're missing here? Something like there. Okay, that should work now. Yeah, Thomas Bam. .de. So what we want to have, we want to see if this third, is it called container, right? Probably it is, right? It's more like this third, it's the, we have 0, 1, 2. So the pointer 2, it's not gonna decay, right? It's another problem if it's not gonna decay, how we can even check it if you're using the std array, right? So then it's probably better to use like a C-star array instead, and use like a vector instead. Can a vector decay? That's my question. So we know that the std array is not going to decay, right? Correct? Wait, let me check. There's nothing with decay. And what is with std vector? Wait, this here, let me check. Vector. Vector is also not decaying, right? Really, really interesting. No decay on the vector, right? It's only the C-star array, it seems. Let me check. It's gonna type the same semantics or struct holding C-star arrays. It's only non-static data member. Unlike a C-star array, it doesn't decay to automatically. So we have to do something like that if you want to use it. That makes it even more complicated, to be honest, if you want to work with that. Because now we can do some class, right? It was a class example, was it? What? Everything was wrong. Holy moly! It's even more terrible. Okay, we had like a class. What would be the example? Let's do like check or something. Am I not even able to make a class? Am I today so like, why is this not working? Thanks a lot. Wow, this is cool. It's small, right? So we have my class. Oh, it's also creating the thingies for me. This is so nice. Okay, I like this. We're gonna call this. Can I change it like? Yeah, I can. There was a combination for it. We're gonna change it like this. Yeah. What will be? We were just calling it check, right? Class check. So we have it. Boom. Yeah. Apply. We not need that one, to be honest. We need the private. We have the public and the private. That's what we can use here. And then we have the check. And what will be the check? The check, you will have the input, the std array string, right? As an input. But actually what we wanna, could we do it like something like this? Yeah. But wait, no, that's not correct. We want to have a type. We could do a reference, correct? And then we're just calling it from, for example, container or whatever, right? This would work, so we can put it in. Exactly. But then we not need like members or something, like not private members. Why need it? We need it for the initializations. Make no sense. We can just work with that. I mean, we can do it because then we can use it, right? We have to do it actually. So I can say, okay, I need now something like this. It's a private member, correct? And I'm just calling it data, right? Then we initialize it with that one, and that's it. And then we can do something like this, that we're saying container. And we can call it also data. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna say container equal data. This is wrong. What am I missing? We not need this here. This can go. So we have the container as an input, and then I want to initialize it. It might need this even. This is the same thing. Of course I need the container, right? Otherwise it would not work. We need the reference. But then we need here also the reference. Nah, that would not work, right? So we need the point. Do we have it to do it with the pointers? This is not that easy. Interesting. That's why you have to play around with some things sometimes in C++, right? So what am I doing? I know what I'm doing here wrong. Right, I'm doing like this. It has to be something like this, right? We have a container and we're going to say it's data, right? Or is it the other way? It's the other way around. So we have something like data, and that will be then the container, right? So we have then the initialization there, right? Something like this, correct? And then we not need. Did we need that? Yeah, we need it. Initialize value of the reference to non-cons must be an L value. So it must be an L value. Do we need this even then? I mean, what we have here is expected Y. Yeah, we need something like this, of course. So now this should be correct. Did we need that? Yeah. Otherwise we not have the data, right? Yeah. So we have to define it. So we could grade it like this. This would be correct. So if we're doing but the problem is then we're gonna create the copy, correct? If we not have like this here, we're gonna create a copy. Can we do it without the initialization, like just like this? This is gonna work. Huh. This is interesting. So we can do it like this. This is cool. So we can work with that. The question is, make this sense, because can I do it without that? Can I just use it then if I have a test function, a void test function, test function, and then we're gonna put it in like here. Can I use now the container? No, I can't. It's not defined, undefined. So I have to define it here, right? I have to do the define manual, like array. Then we set like string, and then we have to say the size. It needs also the size, right? We need the size 3, and then we're gonna say reference, and then data. That's it, right? And we have to say data, and we're gonna initialize it here. Can make it big. That should work, and then we could use the data in the function, right? Correct? And we can use the data. Yeah. But it's const or what? It is, right? I can't manipulate it. Can I? I mean, we can check, right? We can go to position 1 and try to check, change position 1 if you want to. We could say, okay, we have this kind of function, no input. And we can say, for example, we're gonna say, we want to change to position 1 and going here. And saying, okay, please. Oh, we're getting here an error already. A different container is undefined. The container is not undefined, right? Oh yeah, I see. You have something like this. I see the problem. We have to do it like this, and then we need double point. And then we have it right. So that should work. And then let me check if I'm able to change position 1 to, for example, test. If that is going to work, it should work. It should change, right? So that means you can print it out like something like this. You can't see it. Give me a second so I can fix it. Let me fix it. Or I have it not at all anymore? Really? Why? I thought it was the Windows. It was here. No. It's opening it up. Yeah, you can see it. Now I can close it. Okay. Let me see if we're gonna change the thingies here. We're gonna change it to test. So that means I have to first create the object from check, right? Which I say check test, right? And we want to have the input. What was it? Test as an input, correct? So we're gonna say, okay, please print it. But then I have to change this also. Do I have to change it if I have it like this? Why I can put this in? It makes sense. It should take their reference, right? Question is, are we gonna create a copy here? And I'm not sure about this. Most of the time, it's just saying we need a reference here for this thingy. I mean, can I create like here real the reference? That makes no sense. It's not one work. Value of reference non-const must be an L value. Yeah. So this is not going to work here. We're doing it like that. This is Magnus. Yeah, okay. I'm just playing a little bit around here. So we have this test thing, but then we can say, for example, object. So I don't know if we're gonna create here copy, right? Probably we are. I'm not sure. So we have the object, and then we say we're calling the test function. And actually it should change the things, but probably it's not because we're creating a copy. Oh, it's working. Nice. We're not creating a copy. Wow, this is cool. Then you don't have to use pointers here. You can always like use here then the reference instead. This is really good. So you can just manipulate the string here. This is interesting though. Wow. Okay, I like this. And if we say, for example, okay, we want to just change the t to a set, we can do this also, right? If we're gonna do something like this, that should be correct, right? Let me see if this is gonna work. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. Okay, got it. So then it's really easy to check for things, right? Okay, really interesting. So we have the string, the container, and so on. Yeah. So so the goal is to check if the second element have the add, right? So this should be not hard if you have that one. Because we have, for example, the test function, right? We could even program a function outside to call it inside there, right? This is also possible. If we're going to define it before. Or we could have everything in this function. And then we just doing a for loop, right? Do we even need a for loop? I mean, if we would have more data members, then yes. Wait a second. This is like only one dimension. How we can do this 2 dimensions then? So I need an array in the array? Probably yes. That's what I did like back then, right? Vector and vector. And then you can have several dimensions, and then you can say, okay, on position 3, it has to be always like that. Or I'm checking every name, so I'm going through every name and check if there is an add. Yeah, I need an array in the array. That's what I need, right? I need 2 dimensions. Otherwise, this would not work. So if I would add even more here, yeah, I would make like an array in the array probably, something like this. The thing what I did with the vector, and then you can check way better for stuff. Yeah. That should be the solution. Is there another solution? I'm just asking. Of course, I could use the C-style array, and then I have like this backslash thingy 0 and can search for. No. Because we will have always this element here. We just want to check this. If This is correct that we have an add here, right? Otherwise, we could not check it, could we? Let me think. I mean, if the list is bigger, we can't. If we have more names. Is it possible? We could say always +3. I mean, yeah, there's a workaround. There's a workaround. But it's not a good workaround. Hey, what's the plan? I just joined. Yeah, I'm just redoing a little bit my exams, what I did, you know. Lettermate, do you know? Oh man, there was one code example in the exam that was the first exercise, and we have to say what is all wrong in the code, right? And after I found 20 mistakes in the code already, I had like the feeling I just want to rewrite the full logic. It would be way easier just to say it. It would take me only 15 minutes to rewrite it, and I could just rewrite it in my own style, right? By the way, exam 50-50, right? 50-50 if I make it through it. I would say 50-50. It depends. Because it was a little bit how I expected. It was fair. I would say it was fair, the exam. But it was a mix up of C and C++. And that was a little bit weird, to be honest. Because I have to sometimes work with syntax, with the C-style syntax and stuff like that. And I wish I could just use the more the C++ style, you know? No, I'm just checking. I'm just remembering how the code was in my exam here. So I think it was something like that, and we have to check if we have an add, right? But the list was bigger. And actually what they did, it was completely wrong because they not used even an array, they used just the string, right? We have to find all the mistakes. And yeah, of course it was a mistake because you need an array. And I just want to check what is actually the difference about an stud array and stud vector, right? When you should use stud array instead of stud vector, because I'm most of the time using stud vector, right? Right now I'm just thinking if there would be other workaround, because if I have something like this is one dimensional, right? One dimension. So if the list would be bigger, right? Then maybe it's better to just have an array in an array, right? So I have like Thomas bam Thomas at bam.de, then Frank bam whatever, you know. So it would be way better. And I'm just thinking maybe there's even a workaround if you want to check for the add, if you have just a big list and say, okay, it's always +3 because you have 3 elements and then we have a new one. But I think it's better just to programming it like that you have an array in an array. This is the same thing what I did back then with my CSV file parser. I think it makes no sense to say like always +3, +3, +3, +3 or something. I don't know if that makes sense, right? Because you just want to know the position, because you just want to check this position. You don't want to check every position. You want to just check this position. If this position, like this element has an add, right? This is actually the goal. But usually one dimension arrays the standard arrays. I would never write it to this array. Why not? Okay, then just asking what speaks against it to have a 2D array? I mean, I did it from my CSV file parser. It was not that bad, to be honest. I would solve it with Is it worse performance-wise? Really? So if we, okay, let's assume the list would be something like, then we would have Frank Heinz. No, I don't know. Do you have a good second name, boys? I need a good example. I will just call it letter. Frank letter. So, and then we have something like Frank letter. So you would what? What are we getting here? Too many initialized values? Wow, this is not even working or what? Really? Ah, okay. Makes sense because now we need 6 elements, right? It's a fixed size. Frank Müller. I like Frank letter. So, and what you could do, you could say always +3. Yeah. But actually, why you can do it like this. Oh, now I have a really interesting question. If you're using the stud array thingy here, right? So if you're using the C-style array, you have to add another size like +1 because of the /0. Do you have to do the same thing for the stud array thing? Let's check if I have doing it to 5. Yeah. It's a little bit different from the size if you're comparing it to a C-style array. That's also a pitfall a little bit, I would say. So, or abstract that into a struct, like struct something, const char first name, const char second name. Oh. Interesting, you're correct. Wait, let me think about your solution. Or abstract that array into a struct, like struct something. Const char first name, const char second name, const char email. So what do you want to say to me? I just should create an object? Kinda, right? Can I say it's an object and then I'm just gonna store the object instead into the array? So in every object, I will have like the first will be the name, the second will be the first will be the first name, the second will be the second name, called also last name, and then const char email. Right? That you want to say, right? Can you? Yeah, you could do something like this. To be honest, that you have like a struct. I mean, I think this makes sense. So if you say, for example, struct, what we should call. Yeah, but do you know what's weird about that? We had this example code, right? And there was like everything was wrong. You know, I wish I could just like it would be just like, okay, you can just say what is wrong. Or you can rewrite everything instead with the same logic. 15 minutes and I could just rewrite everything, you know, with the same logic. Instead of finding every mistake in the code. And it was like a lot of mistakes, like they did even something like this, you know, something there's something missing, and then they're doing like something like this, right? Really weird stuff. So everything was kind of completely screwed over, you know. You're gonna play a leech match. Yeah. Have fun, mate. This was the struct I want to try out. Struct. This was a really nice advice if you're going to do something like this struct. And then we have, for example, list. We call it just list, for example. Or we can just call it, for example, account, right? We can just say, okay, struct account, and then we have it, right? Don't know how to initialize the struct again, right? Probably something like this, right? So, okay, then we have account, and then we can say how you set it. But we need the input for the struct, right? Do we? Then you said something. Const char first name. And we can do it with vectors, you said, right? Strings, sorry. Can we just say const std string? And then we're gonna use Thomas, for example. And a first name, a second name, and so on. We're doing it with the reference then. And then we're gonna say first name, for example. And then we're doing the same thing with the second one. Const. Right, something like this. And then you have the email. Something like this. But for this, you need an input, right? How I'm gonna fill it up, the object. Here you can see that I'm not worked a lot of times with struct. Neither classes. So struct account, and then you have like string first name, second name, email. But you need also for the struct, you need like, hey Ulf, how you doing? You need... How I'm gonna do this? How I'm gonna convert it into that one then? What I'm missing, boys? And girls, of course. Okay, what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to do to fill up. I have something like this, and I want to fill it. Want to fill this up. The struct thing. So I would have I would have 3 inputs. Right? You do have to index into it. Yeah, need 3 input 3 thingies, right? And then I would say, okay, we would like have like a test, or test, and then we're gonna say 0. So it would be position 0. Something like this, right? Correct. But we need also the type. Then I have to type, or is this type? Or then it's better to use just templates. This is not correct. The type will be just a string. Sorry, my mistake. The type will be that one. Now we could work with that then later on. I mean, I tried it, right? So we can just, if we created it, we not needed another type. It's just an array what we have. Yes, call the account constructor like that, but what you're doing now is doesn't make sense. Okay. So I have to do it with this constructor thing. So what? Is there another way to fill it up? But with a C style struct, it would be not possible, right? So for struct, you have an implicit constructor. So account my construct, my account test 0, test 1, test 2. For struct, you have an implicit constructors. So, but if you would be now only in the C language, you have no constructor, correct? Am I correct here? So how you would do the solution then in C? If you have something like the goal is, guys, the goal is that we can. So my solution would be I would just create a three-dimensional array. So an array in an array, but that I made said just it's not really performance-wise not really good, you know. So if we would be just in a C environment, we would have like a C style array, and for example, we have Frank. We have something like this: Frank Müller, something like this, and then we would have the email address at müller.de, right? And then we want to just check this string, right? Or this string if we have actually an add. So my solution for the problem would be like, if we would check it, we would do always +3, right? So we have +3, +3, +3. So we know always, okay, we have to check this this string. And Letterman said we can do instead a struct. But maybe first I should go for my solution here. And then later we're trying to make it a little bit more juicy, I would say. And using instead structs, so for example, that we can do it with objects. Right? So this worked already if you have like this thingy here, right? So we were able to print it out. So we have 6 positions. Do you know what's also misleading is if you have a C-style array, that you have to add +1 extra for this /0 thing. Is it called slash? What is it? Is it backslash? I have to check. It's slash, right? Let me see. Disco, how you doing? Well, guys, do you want to know how was my exam? You want to know? Are you interested? Sure. 50-50, I would say. 50-50. Probably grades 3 or 4 or something like this. I don't know. I was able to get 80% done, but I'm pretty 100% sure that not everything is correct. You know what I mean? Pretty damn sure. 50-50 doesn't gonna pass. I got 80%. Like, but the problem was like they mixed up. I just it was like how I expected. I have to say the exam was this time more fair even because the points were more equal and you could also vote out one exercise. That was really cool. I really like that. But the problem is like they use sometimes C++ features, sometimes C style features, and you have to just work with the syntax. And sometimes I had like the feeling, okay, I know the logic, I just want to program it with my way, you know, with my tools. That I know, okay, with, you know, if I'm using, for example, the vector, I can do that and that and that and that and that, right? Because I know that I'm not super strong with the C style array or something, or using stud array or something like that. So that was kind of the problem. And it was, of course, everything was on paper. So it, you know, on paper, nice, right? And then you have like, on paper, right? Yeah, really nice. Yeah. Really cool on paper. And then also quicksort on paper, really cool. The solution was in C style, really cool. And we have to add, you know, I could program it like the full quicksort by my own. The goal was actually just to do, okay, you have the pivot, right? And the goal was just to randomize the pivot. And you have to write the implementation for that. So, and they give you this code thingy, and it was completely their implementation, you know? Is it called their implementation, right? And yeah. And I was not that strong in the C style thingy, and you know, I wish I could just program my own solution for that, because yeah, paper is really juicy, man. I can say. But I would still say it was fair, right? It was fair. Maybe I would be better in exam if I just programmed more in C style stuff instead of C++. I think that is kind of a problem. Yeah, that's exactly. The thing is like, you have this, sometimes they try to make it more easy. They said, okay, you not have to program the quicksort. Here is the quicksort. And please implement for this quicksort this randomizer. You know what I mean? But still, you have to understand they are quicksort. You get my point? You have to still understand their method, what they're doing, right? And I had like the feeling, I can program this in 15-20 minutes, like with my own style, and I would have no problem to figure it out, because I know the C array have some pitfalls. I know this thing have some pitfalls, and I just want to use my tools, you know. C stuff is still part of C++, yeah. Okay, I agree about that. I agree. I completely agree about that. But it would be easier if you have like just the two options to say, okay, you can just write your own quicksort, right? Or something like this. I don't know. The C style thing is like, you know, sometimes in a semester you have only a workload of 40 hours, and 40 hours is just not enough for C and C++. I mean, I don't know. What I'm making now, I'm just playing a little bit around with some stuff from exam exercise, you know. And this exam exercise was like the code was way bigger, right? And you have to find all the mistakes in the code. And after I found like 20 mistakes, I had like the feeling it would be so much easier if the question would be, or the exercise would be, okay, you have this code is wrong, figure it out, the logic, and write it in your own way. Correct the wrong code, you know. I could do it like in 15 minutes. It was like everything in the code was wrong, you know. Like, it was so terrible, man. I was like, oh my god. And writing stuff on paper is like, I don't know. Maybe you guys, maybe you like to write C++ exam on paper. It's pretty cool. Yeah. There was over 20 mistakes. I think it was even more. You know, there was one section I just said, okay, from line this, I would rewrite everything like that, you know. Because if there would be like only like 9 mistakes or 10, even like hard ones to spot, then it would be, I don't know, maybe better. I don't know. But I had like after 20 mistakes, I had like the feeling I just want to rewrite the full code, come up with my own solution, rewrite the full code on paper. You know, there was something like even like this, you know, like they did something like something like something like this, you know, like everything was kind of wrong, you know, something like this, and that like you have like 100 lines or something, and it was a little bit more than 100, and then you have all over the place mistakes like this. It was like, yeah, it was kind of special. And then it did something like, I missed one mistake actually, boys. Afterwards, they did something like, they did something like this. Yeah. Yeah. So they had like the string there, no array. And yeah. And it was so over the place, you know. There was so many. I had like the feeling I just want to, it would be more safe that I'm just going to rewrite everything, you know. Otherwise, maybe I will. The test was not that best because it was a little bit more fair. Because you could vote out one exercise, and every exercise gave like kind of the same amount of points. And I found this really, really fair, right? Because the last exams were always like that. You have some exercises, and there was like one exercise, if you're not able to do it, you're not getting enough points to go through the exam. And most of the time it was the hardest one, you know. What? My exam, we had to write a small simulation program. Yeah, we have to we have to numeric. We have to do a numeric simulation. That was also one exercise. So we have 6 exercises, and the last 2, I remember, was it the last 2? Yeah, I think that was the last 2. No, this was the last one, was like simulation. Exactly. But it was a small simulation, right? Where you can just add on the curve like the arrows, the variance. If you have something like epsilon m multiplied with x plus b. Y equal, what is it? M multiplied with x plus b. And then you have to write something with variance on it. It was kind of the simulation thing. But everything can be like tricky, you know? It was not always, they just want to see if you understood the topic, you know what I mean? But for example, if you have like this small simulation program and you have a lot of exercises about how you can implement something like this, you can train it, right? And if you know stuff like this will be in the exam, just do it like 30, 40 times and you're probably really good in it, right? It depends if they're tweaking some stuff up, you know? I know. That can be a little bit harder then. The thing is, they just try to modernize a little bit the class, because back then they did everything in C, and now they're mixing up C and C++, and yeah. But to be honest, the exam was doable, right? It's my own fault if I not make it through it. My own fault. What you wrote for us, it was the chemical simulation. Ooh, chemicals. We had to define a domain-specific language using operator of... Ooh, you did operator overloading? Oh, okay. This is nice. Which configured the simulation and then implement the simulation. Some of the later exercise, we had to parallelize it and even do an optimization path. Crazy. Holy moly. That was a juicy exam, huh? But then you kind of completed already C++, huh? Because you had like operator overloading things. You have already like deep understanding how the language is working. Yeah, but the thing is, if you have stuff like this, you have to understand the language. If you would just learn, like, I would say the sequence, right? Not like going for a deep understanding how stuff is implemented in C++, you will have a really hard time, I think. You would have like a really hard time. If you would just say, okay, I'm going through all the exams before, I'm just training the sequence, and they're just mixing up a little bit, and you're missing the deep understanding about the topic, you're not gonna make it through it. If they're gonna tweak up stuff. Okay, what was my solution? +3, right? So we can call it like this, and we can just do like a for loop thingy, and then we can say always +3. Okay, let's do it quick. And then we're gonna check for another solution. To be honest, to be fair, I learned a little bit more for deeper understanding, and I could make it easier this time through the exams if I'm just went for more practicing more exams and going more for the sequence. This time I would had like a way easier time to make it through the exams, because like every exercise was kind of the same amount of points. The verbal part was depressing. All the work I put into the project, and then the examiner just pointed to a for loop I wrote and asked what I did wrong. Oh, funny. How many years, which semester it was? I had some time. The thing is also, right, they had like this. I was not really good with the C-style area, right? I know this. I can get the size. If I have my vector, I can just say something test vector, right? For example. And then I know, okay, I have my size. So I have my size, And I know, okay, I have to do this dirty trick in C to get my size, And then I was not 100% sure. Did I have to add +1? Do I? Something like this. Oh, 7th semester. Okay. This is like you were then already really, really deep into the topic. When I had to explain why not putting reference, so you had like no reference in your for loop, right? So you probably keep copying, generate a lot of copies. Was this kind of mistake or what? Do you know, I have this kind of problems at the moment. I think I would have it way easier in the exam that I learned less C++, instead more C, and just make the exercises, because I just pointed out that some old exams are not 100% correct. And I was correct with this, with my points. Was ist das? Oh, danke schön. Vielen Dank. Noch so. It was sad how much work I put into the project, and they focused on the simple stuff. Yeah, exactly. I had like... It was like a roller coasting experience, because I just realized I have to write everything in C. Then 2 days before the exams, they said I can write also everything in C++, and I was like, oh. Then in the exam, I realized, okay, the code is in C, so I have to work with the C code, and I was like, oh no. First I was like, oh, okay, I can just, okay, if something is not going to work, I'm just going to use the tools what I know, right? Because I have the attitude in C++, just use the stuff what you know already. Don't use new stuff if you're not trained a lot with this kind of syntax, Convert it into a vector. No, the problem is like, for the quicksort, you have like the quicksort, and then you have to just add the implementation. And then I had even a harder problem, because I just watched a video with you guys in the CPP conference about how you should not use modulo +1 thing, right? If you want to get a randomized number, that's bad practice. And guess what? What we have to implement in the exam? You don't know why? Me neither. Right, let me check. This was kind of interesting. I not watched the video yet completely, but it seems like... let me check quick. Watch later. So it's better to use something like this. It's like it has something to do with your machine. So it's not really a random number. You know what I mean? It's not really a random number if you're doing it with this trick. Most of the time I'm using that one, right?
And
it's a little bit better. It's also not the perfect solution. But to be honest, if you have stuff like this not really deeply in the class, why are you even using a randomizer? Real talk. I have the attitude, I don't want to use something what I'm not understanding. Because imagine if you're using this rand plus 1 with the modulo operator, and then you think, I can use this always for randomized things, right? And then later maybe you're gonna implement that thing in a big project, and you are not aware of that this is not really a random number. I mean, I think that's not really good. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But for your classes, but you don't. The thing is, it's not really a random number. Yeah, then I would say if I'm not really understanding that, don't use it. Just don't use it. If you not have enough time in the class to go through this kind of topic, don't use it in the exam. Use less, but for that you're going just in in the depth to understand things. I think that's just a better approach. I don't know. What the thing is, what can you do with this kind of knowledge? The answer is probably you in a bigger project you can't do nothing with it. It has, in my point of view, it has just no value. I disagree. Rand is good enough for your class. Just because you found a video that claims this doesn't mean. Yep. But Ulf, did you get my point a little bit? I mean, if you do going over the topic random numbers, it should be at least that you have 2 classes, maybe like 3 hours or 4 hours about random numbers in university in a class, and then you can say, okay, we went over the topic. And we're going to use this, for example, for the exams. And we all know that's not the perfect solution. That's it. We learned a little bit about the problematic, why it's so hard to generate a random number. And that's it. We're not like, okay, you have a random number, blah, 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 blah. You can implement it like that, and boom, 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 and that's it. I think we have some a little bit about random generators quick. Like, I don't know, maybe it was 20 minutes. I don't know. Or 50 minutes, I don't know. No, the problem is I think my teacher is really damn good in C. Really good in C. Right? Really good in C. And the thing is that the student, he had like a helper, like another student. And he is doing everything in C++. And this is kind of maybe the problem. But the exam was doable. So, So let's keep going. What was the goal? Yeah, here we go. So with that, and what we want to do? The size, right? The thing is also backward compatibility. If you compare C and C++, dude, there are so many pitfalls. Who pointed it out? Who was it last time? eFool pointed it out. That the auto implementation is a little bit different compared to C. It was for some years the same, and then it just changed. I think C have auto. He said like C have auto, right? Wait, I'm gonna check. It comes from C, probably true. He said it does auto. Wait. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna check. Because he said C was first in auto was first implemented in C and then in C++. Yeah. Right. He said it was first implemented in C and then in C++. And then they changed it after some years in C++. So there's some pitfalls involved in that. You know, these things, and I think I do myself not a favor here to went so deep into some topics because I was like sometimes, oh, this is not 100% correct. Oh no, I want to do this completely different. Do you know what even triggered me? It was not a mistake, right? But I got triggered by the point. So first point what triggered me that private was on top or something. Then in the for loop that counting up was something like this, right? And I want to have it like this. You know? Can you use container? Oh no, I have to use data right instead. Yeah, of course. I did it, man. You can fight the war with me. So performance-wise, I think it will make not that huge different in C if you are in the C language, right? Semantic-wise, it does still. So I think semantic-wise, to write it like this is better. In C++, I would always do it like this. If you're not going to use this if you not need the other return value. Any compiler will able to optimize it, difference it away. It's not correct. If one example, if you're using iterators, overloading and stuff like that, and using, for example, the hash map. Think about it. And it will not get always optimized away. So we can have an argumentation syntactic wise, for sure, but semantic wise, it's better for the reader. You know, if you have someone that it's writing something like this, you know that the guy knows, what's going to happen with the thing, right? Because you don't need the what is the name? Sorry guys for my bad English. Really sorry. Increment. Increment, right? You don't need the increment, so you don't need the return value from this increment, right? So why you should do it then, But in C, there is less argumentation about this topic. Yeah. So, okay, keep going. So we have this ODX ++. And here we need ORIS +3, right? This is not working for my case here. If you're doing template code, then being more careful with pre-increment makes sense, yeah. So we want to do ORIS +3. So we're starting from 0, and then we're just going to say, then we can just say, for example, ODX +3. Something like this, right? That should be correct. And then going opening it up. So we're starting from 0. We have to initialize it with 0. And then we're doing it like that. And then we have landing here. And then we want to iterate through this thingy. That's what we want to do, right? Actually. Surely. Oh wait, this is not working, man. It is. Could be fun to check stateful iterator get optimized. I think someone did it, like in the guy weekly C++. So data. We actually need 2 for loops, right? Because now we have only the position. So we have to go iterate through all like these elements here then. If you're on this position here. So we have to say inner loop, then integer idx 0. And then we're going to say, okay. Can I do it like this? Let me check. So we are on the position, right? And then we want to read all the elements here. Can I do it in size, maybe even? Oh, sorry, boys. Is this working? Never tried this before. That will be interesting. If this is gonna work. So we have one for loop, we have this one. And then we're gonna check for the thingy, right? So we're just gonna check data. X equal. Where's the logic? And then we would say no, I'm not gonna do it. Performance. Let's see. Okay, we have here still problem. No instance of constructor. Check match the argument list. We should have it here somewhere, right? Container. Huh? Why is this not working? 6.6. Okay, because of that one. But now it should work, man. What I'm missing? The only reason I can see for why compiler shouldn't be able to optimize the post increment would be that there are some cases where it would produce a different result. But then we can talk about compiler time, right? Because the compiler have to do a little bit more, right? The optimization costs also time, correct? Stop. That's the most pedantic argument ever. I just went a little bit deep into this topic, and there's someone argument like that you adding then there a little bit more of overhead, I mean. Okay, what do you have? Stood string 6. We have heuristic container problem. A reference of type stood array blah 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 is not const qualified, can't be initialized with the value of stood array stood string. Okay, let's see. No, we fixed it. We fixed it here. No, we not fixed it here. That's the reason. Okay. Okay, we have an arrow. Syntax missing. Yep. Should fix it. Reopening this thing, there should be no... What? What? Wait. Why? Is it here maybe somewhere? It is this here. So it's not working nice. Thomas, why it's not working like expected? So we're starting with that one. We're starting from 0. And we should start from 3 actually. And then we should do the +3. And 3 is also not correct. We should start from 2. Right? It's the position 2. And then we have to add 3, correct? Found something. Yeah, correct. So if now we can test if this is gonna work, if we're gonna remove 1, so we should found only 1. Yeah, exactly. It's working then expected. There we go. Yeah, found something. Perfect. So it's working. So the thing is, you see this already. To do something like this on paper is not that easy, right? If you, I hate. By the way, Ulf, was your exam on paper? Oh shit! You can overload pre and post increment differently. Yeah, Ulf. This is my next topic. You know that we had it already on stream. Yeah, I was also like this. Oh my god. I mean, if you're talking about this, you're not there every stream. Yeah, also not streaming regularly, right? Maybe I should do it. Do you know what I realized? I hope that I making through the exam, because I don't want to do the C-style stuff again. Probably, yeah, okay, it makes still to do it, but sometimes we went really deep, and I'm not using that much this stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't want to redo it. So I want to keep going with the C++ journey. And I have the feeling if I'm keep doing that if I'm keep going the way, it will make not stuff easier for me, you know? Okay, let's hop into the topic quick. So this solution is working, right? Can we do the implementation a little bit more differently? Dude, the example code what we had in the exam, then I could say already this full block was wrong. The private block was wrong. The main block was wrong. Actually, it was like everything was wrong. This was wrong. We missed the for loop. We missed an if statement. We just missed everything. It is what it is, boys. It is what it is. Is my filter working? Actually, I have like sometimes the feeling that my limiter is not working. Actually, it is working. Okay. How we can do the how I can do this with structs? In C, there is no better solution for the problem, right? I could make like an array in an array. That would be another solution, correct? Okay, let's let's do this. Where is it? C++, pre, post, increment, weekly. Where is it? Here. For all the disbelievers. Okay. Okay, my microphone is not dying, but my headphone is dying. So is this work? Oh yeah, that's working way better now. By the way, from which country you are, boys? Just let me know. So let's do this here. We're gonna go over this topic quick.
I'm your host, Jason Turner. In this episode, well, I think it's time to discuss the difference between I++ and ++I. This episode of C++ Weekly is sponsored by me.
One question, should we rewatch that? Can we agree about that? Maybe we have some people that don't want to rewatch this video. Are you interested in it? It's more called like, I don't really want to watch it. Okay. Why not? Are you doing I++? Okay, no one want to watch it. It's good that I'm gonna ask, right? It's a good thing. For that, I have even a better solution, because I had with one guy a discussion about a topic, and then I did some research, and there was like someone, if you're interested into the topic, where was the research thing? I have to check quick my email. One second. By the way, guys, I tried to use ChatGPT for my exams, and most of the time it was correct, but there was also sometime it was not correct. So ChatGPT is not. If you're sometimes digging deep, and if ChatGPT have not the right or correct data source, it seems like it can't solve the problem. So, where is it? So that was a really interesting post by Lei Mao about C++ pre-increment and versus post-increment. So he did like a test, That was really cool. So if someone is interested into that one, I can send it over. I'm just gonna post it. What? Great. Here. Wait, you pre-post. I probably won't trust post increment on custom types for this exact reason. So, Edward, you would say it's also better syntactic wise to use plus plus I, for example. I think it's better to use what is common in the software you're developing. Really? But are we not programming in C++ plus to flex on people? Why we should learn C++ if we can't flex on people? Why we should learn C++ if you don't want to flex on your colleague? I'm not understanding that now. Why I'm learning C++ if there is no flexing involved? Oh man. Guys, I had, for my exam, I had like also deep code about bitwise shift and right. You can have like the bitwise left shift and bitwise right shift, And then I just realized, why is it like if you have a minus number, right? Then the first number binary will be the 1. But if you're doing then a bitwise right shift, everything, like if you're doing a bitwise right shift like 12 positions, why every number will be on the way to the position like 1, that you have like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 to position 12. But if you're doing it from the other side, it will be 0 instead. And if it's like not a minus number, it will be also zeros. And you're just adding on the position the 1. I had like really hard time to understand that. And then we had like even an example where if you're doing the calculation, you're doing it like you have to inverse it. Then you have to, what was it? You have to inverse it. Then you have to add a 1. How was it? Wait. Am I missing it already again? Wait, let me read it up quick. Let me read it up quick. Where is it? So I'm gonna show you the problem first. Right. Here exactly. What are we talking about? I don't have any experience with compiler, but should you able to hard code into Clang, for example, that any post increment and in a for loop will get optimized to a pre-increment at some optimization flag? We're still talking about the same topic. That's interesting. Like, is there anything holding you back from doing that? Expect, of course, that you can introduce bugs in the code by doing it. So my test shows that post pre-increment are the same for integer, but only if you are using for integer it's you have always this optimization, if I'm correct. So there will be not a huge difference. Syntactic wise, there's still a difference there. I think you can still have an argumentation on about this kind of topic, right? If you say semantic wise is still a bad habit, you can say, but syntactic wise, it is actually the same, right? Because the outcome is the same. But I think in C++ it makes sense to do like plus plus. If you're not going to use the pre value. Because you could say then, if someone is going to read your code, that he's going to accept, how it called, pretend, what is the correct word for this? Things that you're going to use the pre-increment, the pre-value. But why? I mean, there's no reason why you shouldn't use I++, for example. It's not plus plus C. I mean, it's so funny though. Yeah, I think that's the problem in C++, that you can just override everything. I think if you're completely programming in C, it not matters that much. I mean, maybe you can have even an argument if you like in, I don't know, maybe we have some people that doing like a lot of embedded systems, so you have to use other compilers or something, and maybe they have not this kind of optimization. I don't know. Because of a lot of people using C++ for embedded systems, right? Okay, let's go for our next topic. What was it here? Okay, guys, I have. Can I make? Okay. Then it's good. Then it's good. If the compiler can do this, then it's fine. So, guys, I have a question for you. Let's see. I want to test your knowledge, boys. Are you ready? No answer yet. I just sent over the. Ah, no, I'm just gonna do it like this, so you can see it on the screen. How can do this? Let me see. I'm just gonna post it in chat. I can't post it in chat. Damn it. Give me a second. Then I have to show it on screen. Where is it? So we have to switch from poly. I have to add another window here. Window capture. Can I make it bigger? Oh yeah, I can. So guys, I will give you for that 8 minutes. 10 minutes. I don't want to see any solution then. And then I want to see your solution, boys. Are you ready? Should be easy for you, right? No problem at all. So I want to know what I is then. We are in a C++ environment. We are in a C++ environment, and the operator doing that what the operator is normally is doing. So it's not like kind of overloaded or something. You have 8 minutes left. Here we go. How many professional programmers we have here in chat? You should know, right? By the way, eFool knew all this stuff and really, I don't know, and really in detail, like insane. CU3F001 eFool. He knows this stuff. Like I don't know what he's doing, man, but maybe he's programming already for 40 years or something. I don't know, man. I can show you just some stuff what he sent me over, and it was like so mind-blowing for me. I got such a good understanding about the topic afterwards. But I know what this does. There's actually even a rule. So because if you have this here, right? There is also a rule if this is this, or is it? Oh, sorry, this is misleading. There's also a rule for the definition, which case is true. Only a little a hint here. So 5 minutes. You still have 5 minutes. Guys, you should know that, right? If you studied like that, should be it's like first semester stuff. Maybe second. Should be super easy for you. Now you're just gonna ask ChatGPT, right? By the way, ChatGPT was not able to solve it. Actually, you have an argument if you're not using if you're not programming in embedded system, you're not going to use that stuff a lot, right? But if you're going to use it for, I think you in OpenGL, you're going to use stuff like this also. Okay, we have one answer already, 15. Okay, guys, if you have already an answer, let's go. I think we should do stuff like this more often, though. If I'm not making it through the exams, we're going through all the old exams. Because do you know what's funny is, guys? We had like the option to vote out one exercise. And one exercise was something like this, right? Just a little bit longer. And everyone I know actually just voted this topic out. No one did this topic, man. Because it takes some time, so it's easy to fuck it up, So, what is your, Ulf, what is your answer? Time is over. So every chatter here is welcome to solve the problem. I wasn't doing it. Why are you not trying, man? You have always to try it in an exam, right? Not saying I don't know how to solve it. Everything on paper. Give me just a number. Just give me a random number. So Edward, you said it's 15, right? No, I'm taking it that back. Okay, okay, you're taking it back. What is your answer? Maybe 3 instead. Okay. Okay, let's go through this topic together. It is -1. Answer is -1. You know, f is 15, right? So first you have to know how big short is, right? 30-bit system. I think it's always like 2 bytes, right? 2 bytes, then you have like 16, correct? So if you have 16, then you have, for example, so this is the first step, right? That means what is like, this is hex, and binary, the 15 will be what, boys? So we're just doing this here first, right? What is 15 here? We all know, right? You teach me that, guys. 1, 1, 1. Right? And so that means everything is 1, 1, 1. So this is the first statement. First step. First step, boys. Second step. I told you. Guys, do you know that I did this for my exams like until 3 a.m. in the morning? Because I just figured out that I'm not really understanding the topic. And I'm still not 100% sure if I'm really can go really deep into the topic. So if you have it semantic wise like this is the same. So second step is you have to have it is Ifo just showed me that it's defined this way, that this will be then always first, you know, in this environment. So you will have something like and where's my and thingy? And then you have dep. Something like this. This is the statement, right? For that, we should first know what this is. This should be not hard, right? It should be not hard. I'm just saying 4. No, it's super easy, right? It's 1, 0, 0, 0. Correct. And then you have it here also. Right? And we can use already the answer from 1. We can just copy it if you want to, because it's just like the end statement. So we're making just here 2 dot and putting it here. This underneath it. Something like this. And then we have just the AND gate. So guys, do you know still how the AND gate is working? One, one. Oh wait, it is AND, right? Now I have to watch out that I'm not... So what will be the result? It will be then 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. So now it's getting... Now we're coming into the part why I ended up to learn from my exam, and I was already prepared until 3 a.m. in the morning, right? Watch this. Because we have now the next... Okay, this is the answers. It will be 2. Just putting this maybe out here, something like this. So we're going now to this statement here, right? So we're going here. This is the same if you're gonna say something like equal I bitwise right shift. And I had with this thing a lot of problems. Do you know why? Because I had a really hard time to understand if I'm doing sometimes the bitwise shifts things, you know? I just thought I'm gonna add the 1 in the 12th position. But because of this thingy here, it's a little bit different, right? Because you're ending up, if you have this comment here, because of the minus sign, you have to do then like on the way. Wait, that will be the answer already, like this here. Right, is it in this third statement? So we have the first, this one, and then we have that one, and that will be then 1, 1, 1, 1. So we have here 4. Here we have 8. Here 12, and then it's this position, right? If I'm correct. I'm gonna check. Let me check before I'm telling you here wrong stuff. And then we can even talk about, yeah, this is correct. Yeah, exactly. Normal bit shift shouldn't fill with ones. Exactly. And that's the reason why I ended up learning until 3 a.m. in the morning and slept only 4 hours before my exam. It's this thing. Nice, huh? It should not add. And I had like super hard. I'm not 100%, still not 100% sure if I understood it. But it's like it has something to do with the minus, right? If I have now this number, how you gonna do a I need the English word for this. How you gonna do like I plus I or something? You have to inverse it and add a 1, right? That's what how you're gonna do it. You have to inverse this thingy. Then you would have in the end 1, 1, 1, 1, and then you're gonna add a 1. So now we have this statement. The rest is then, you know, self-explained, I think, if you have the or, right? You have then just I or E, and then and you have the 7, and then you need just first can have like this. And then you would have like something. Oh, come on. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah. Then you have something like this. And you know, or is adding, right? We're gonna add. And then you're gonna end up with this number 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And what is this? -1. And now listen. That was the scenario for. You should ask me first if this would be. Does not add ones at the end, it adds zeros. No. Or it's going to add, if you have a XOR, then it's different. Oh, wait, no, with the XOR is still not different. Does not add ones at the end. Yeah, it's completely different. No, this is correct. About this one, I'm pretty sure. Because OR is A plus B. Input, A plus B. Output. Pretty sure about that. Why am I missing a bit shift? Oh, no. We have this statement here. This is 7. 4, 6 plus 1. The outcome is correct. It is different if you have... Oh, wait. This here is wrong, you mean? Wait, let me check. That was 1, 2, let me see which number it was. That was the first statement, then we had like the second, and it's the third, right? Where is it? Which one you mean? You added one. Rare. Is it the 1 or the 2 or the 3? Where is it? You mean that one? Exactly, but it does get handled differently for unsigned and signed shorts. You're completely correct. You're completely correct. But lost 2 rounds. Yeah. And can you imagine that we have this topic, I think it was for 15 minutes in the university, and then there was one, we not have it like in the exam, something like this. We had it, right? But everyone just not did this kind of exercise for the exam or topic. We just voted the topic out. Kinda everyone voted this topic out, because you can go like, you can really easy fuck it up. I mean, really easy. Wait. I have even more content from eWolf. Do you know what was mind-blowing? I'm still not understanding it, right? Wait, where's the list? I'm gonna send it to you. Wait, where is it? Oh, where is it? Wait. Wow. Well, I can't show you so much because eFool helped me so a lot. I have really interesting topics for you guys. Wait, first of all, I want to show you something. Where is it? Come on. Where was the example? So eFool just sent me this example here. Where is it? Can you see that? And after, you know, I gave it up. 3 a.m. in the morning, I just gave it up. Right? So if you have something like this, do you see something odd here? If you have this statement. By the way, this is bits. This here is bits. Magnitude, sign, mag, and 2 complements. It was complements, right? Yeah. What is odd here? I just realized, and I was then so confused 3 a.m. in the morning, that you have some cases, if you're doing that here, this inverse plus 1, right? If you have a negative number, right? And doing, you have, for example, this number, right? So you have this number, for example, maybe Lettermate can help here to understand that. So you have this number here, and this is equal minus 4, right? And then you inverse it, then you have 0, 0, stuff like that, right? So you have inverse it and doing then plus 1. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, right? So let's do plus 1. That's the method. And then you're ending up with what? With what are you gonna end up? 1, 0. What will be the number, boys? If you have 110 plus 001. -1? No. -1? Is it? Right, I have to check. Binary addition. Do you know the binary addition rule? If you have 0, if you have 1 plus 0, it's what? Oh, wait, did I fuck? Ooh, maybe I did like a mistake in the morning. Oh, maybe I am wrong. Wait a second, guys. This is wrong what I did. Sorry, guys. Just realized that if you inverse that, you have 0, 1, 1. Sorry, my mistake, boys. My mistake. Because the first step is you have to inverse it, right? You have to inverse it, and then you have to add plus after that. After that, you have to add +1. So if you're gonna invert it, you have 0, 1, 1, and then you're ending up with this scenario. So what is the outcome then? Was my mistake, sorry. Yeah. It's overflows to -4, correct. You're ending up with you have then the same again, right? So what I not understood here was like how a number can be both. You said, Ulf, it's gonna overflow. Is it just a scenario if I have not enough bits left? Because how the computer will know? Ah, okay. Because then, you know, the 4 can be both, like -4 and 4, right? And I had like really hard time to understand it. Okay. So something like this, scenario like this, you probably not gonna have, right? Can you end up in a scenario like this? No, okay. Why is 4 is not defined for 3-bit signed integer? Okay. Okay, next thing, guys. You want to learn even something new. But maybe you know it, right? You are all like professional programmers. So equal, we had like some discussion. Next topic. Oh man, I wrote so much in the late night with him here. Where was it? Give me a second. God. I think we should do more like embedded system programming stuff here on stream. What do you think, guys? With a lot of bitwise shifts and stuff like this. Okay, I have a trick question, guys. Noppers, I have a question. So if you know about you can combine stuff like you have something in argument 001, right? And you want to add the 001 to another binary. So you want to activate kind of the 0001 to the other binary. How are you going to do it? Which kind of statement you going to use? Ooh, okay. How are you going to remove it? Ulf? You're gonna remove it with what was it? If you have something like the statement I, right? Oh, come on! And let's do the example what we did with the 00 or something. We say bit range one shift. You're gonna deactivate it with that one, right? Yeah, you can do it also the other one. Yeah, exactly. And then you have the XOR, and the XOR you can use if you are in the state, if it's activated. How was XOR? XOR was... If something is deactivated and you just want to... I mean, you can also deactivate it with XOR, right? So if something is on, you can just put it off. And if something is off, you can just put it on. That was XOR, correct? It's always the in... we can do it next time. I mean, next time we can do this with the XOR thing. Let me see. I bet cheating CPU in Minecraft using logic. It's crazy that you can do stuff like this in Minecraft, right? Okay, wait, I eFool just showed me something really interesting, and I want to show it also to you. Give me a second. What is this nandgame.com? What is this? Is there really a game really for that? Oh, I wish I would know this for my exams. Oh, ist das good? Mann, warum hat mir das nicht vorher jemand gezeigt? That's so good. We're gonna play it, guys. Next time, live on stream. So good. Pause jump. I doubt that I am a champ, man. I mean, I'm not even sure that I'll make it through my exam, to be honest. Okay, wait. I want to show you something else. Where is it? Mm-hmm. Oh man, Where is it? What was the topic? I think the topic was pointers something. Something with pointers, right? What sounds cool? Double rent. What was the pointed topic? Guys, I have another. Okay, probably you know this, right? Yeah. Guys, I have another trick question for you. Explain this statement. We're gonna post it here. Yeah. Expect n is a char. Oh, the number. A number is okay. It's a number. Integer number. It's fine. So when is this statement is true? If n is an integer number. Does someone know? Is it called does? I have to learn also English, guys. Good one. Why is it? Why is this the case? Can you even explain it further? Because of the 0001, right? Because if you have the 1 there, it will be then the odd number. So what I learned from Evil, I want to share it with you. And he said most of the time you're not going to learn it in class. That's this one here, right? I'm making it a little bit smaller. How stuff is actually declared in C then. So you have always like a declaration specifier, and a type specifier. That was really interesting for me. Because I want to understand. My question was like 1 day before exam. Was it 1 day before exam? 2 days before my exam. I want to understand how this is actually like, I understand this one, but how this is actually defined in C. You know? And then he said, okay, then we have to dig a little bit more deeper, and you have to understand how declaration stuff is working in C. And that was really interesting. Guys, do you know this stuff? Exactly. If I understood it correctly. Yeah, maybe I should learn parsers. Do you know stuff? Ulf, do you know this stuff? Like about this parser stuff? I found this was really interesting. Because I had like this topic in exam. If you have something like, for example, you have an array, and then you have an array something like this, right? And then it's going to decay, and it's going to look something like this, for example, array +1, right? And then you could have something like array 1, something like this. And then you can write it again differently, right? And I just want to understand, because we learned something like this in the university, and also that one, but I'm not really 100% understand how this is actually defined, And then Eve will come up with this kind of stuff, But why are you doing stuff like this then in university? Like, if you're not doing this parser stuff, but it seems like you need really to understand it, you have to understand the parser stuff. Correct? Because we had something like this. For example, we had something like this, and then we had something like this. But this was a char pointer, right? Something like this. But really, to understand this here, you have to understand that one here, right? Correct? I mean, you can figure it out by your own how the method is working, but to really understand it, you have to understand this one here, right? Or am I wrong? Am I? It helps you to understand it, but not necessary. Yeah, okay. But why? Yeah. But why are you learning stuff like this, right? If you're not, it's like an overkill, right? Also something like this here. Then I mean, when you're gonna use stuff like that, okay, something like this you're gonna use, right? So we are already 2 hours and 43 minutes in. I think it was really interesting today. And we can keep going tomorrow with a little bit more programming. And maybe to do this topic, the same topic with this kind of solution. We're just gonna do it with object, right? With a struct or something. I think this is more interesting. Is there maybe another solution for C? In C, you can do also an array in array. Can you do? Yeah, you can. Yeah, would also work, right? Can you imagine in the exam we had something like this, and I could just write the logic like that in just 10 minutes instead of just showing like all the mistakes in the code. I mean, to write that one was also no problem for me. So guys, I'm gonna call it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. I would say see you tomorrow again. If you have some code example for me, or some stuff what I should check out, please write it in my Discord. See you tomorrow. I'm out. Oh.